don't mind me just playing a little bit of Secret Paladin, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Secret Paladin, from what I've played so far, has not impressed me at all. Mostly due to the lack of card draw. And since I generally get a pretty decent board, I decided that the best thing to do was to put in a Cult Master. Because when I trade things in, generally speaking, they will probably die. Playing against this, it's probably going to be a Murloc Shaman for the first time ever. And it's the one game where I don't actually have the Hungry Crab. Actually, it's not the one game. I actually haven't had Hungry Crab multiple times, but... Does playing Desperate Measures activate that? We'll see. We'll see soon. We shall see. Also, I think that playing it after playing two other ones is actually pretty beneficial. Because of the fact that it, like, if you play ones that you already have, then it's less likely, well, it's impossible for them to be that one. I don't exactly know what I'm trying to say here, but I know it makes sense in my head. So we're going to try this once. We're just going to do it. We're going to throw it out there. Okay, so it does not work. But anyway, what I was trying to say, because I can actually speak words now, is that you generally want to play this second because you don't want to have it play one of the ones that's in your hand. Because I did that one time on accident because I was like, oh, I'll play this. This is value. And then I drew poorly. He's going to hit. It's going to be Noble Sacrifice into Matrix. But the Matrix is going to go on the 2-3, which is really nice. This one I think we're going to go to Call to Adventure. And really, the only issue with this deck is the fact that the card draw is as bad as it is. I put in a Cult Master again simply because of the fact that when I die, or when minions die, I draw cards, and the fact of the matter is, I have a lot of cards that I will trade in this deck. Like, I get a very wide, small board of a ton of minions and some secrets, and if you can get a Noble Sacrifice, it's an automatic card, and generally speaking, you have a ton of like little dudes in the board that you end up trading in anyway, so most of the time I end up with like almost out of cards by about 5-ish mana, and that's just, I've drawn 2 extra cards from this, so it's not necessarily going to be the case, but it's just a little bit frustrating. And when this deck doesn't work, it's abysmal, but when it does work, it's actually really good, and I guess that's the case for pretty much every single aggro deck ever. Silence? Deal a damage and freeze it? I mean, I guess that's fair. Definitely hitting this into that. We'll get a minion.
Reporting for duty.
And then we'll, I guess, play these secrets. The reason why I'm playing those, especially the Never Surrender, is because if these were to die, or if he is to cast a spell, this happens. Okay, well, we have Auto Defense Matrix. Oh, so he's not actually doing anything. Okay. I respect that. Hit this into that. He's going to gain a decent amount of life from this, but it doesn't really matter all that much to me. We'll just draw a card and hit him in the face. It's a pretty good spot to be, actually. I'm a little scared that he's going to be able to stop me in the near future, but Volcano no longer exists, which is good, and Lightning Storm wouldn't hurt as well. Okay, I say that, but my guys gain health, and it activates twice because of this dude. So even if he high rolls 2 times, he can't kill my guys. My guys still end up living, and that's assuming he high rolls 2 times, and he didn't. So, wow, he low rolled literally both times in a row. That's a little disappointing.
Well, I am finished yet.
Okay, fine. That was pretty lucky though. But I did actually plan that out because I knew that removal was coming, which is one of the reasons why I saved it until playing it later when I actually had guys I wanted to protect. Or that being said, a Hex would have hurt me, but like board wipe, that played around the board wipe. Like if it had been a Hagatha's Scheme or something, this also would have probably played around that. So this opening hand is not necessarily great. Because of the fact that I didn't get a Blessing of Wisdom, actually, we'll keep the Cult Master. He's a really reliable source of removal if I can get an even slight board. So, we'll hold on to him. That being said, though, Not having a turn 1 play for this is a little bit iffy. But then again, most of them are secrets. I've been thinking about putting in Subject 9 and taking out something. Because I feel like he's actually really, really good in this deck. But I also feel like he's just a little bit slow, if that makes sense. But then again, if you think about it, like, I have 2 Mass Contenders. I could take out 1 for Subject 9, because Mass Contender is like, he's good, but it really only thins the deck by 1 and draws it, and it's random. Whereas I would much rather have a choice of the secrets I want to play. Like, even if I just get like a Noble Sacrifice, an Auto Defense Matrix, and a Redemption, because I only have 3 unique secrets, it's still a little bit more, you know? And it's a slightly later play. Oh, and Never Surrender. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 unique secrets. Even if I end up drawing like 2, let's say I draw 2 of 1 and Noble Sacrifice, still drawing 2 cards, which is better than this one. So I'd say it's pretty decent. And it's Token. This deck loses to Token. There's nothing wrong with this deck personally, it's just not the greatest in this matchup. Especially if I didn't get anything out early. And then this is where card draw would not have necessarily helped. This is just getting outpaced by Token.
This be our neck of the woods.
Oof. All things considered, it could be worse. But the Death Rattle getting 2/1 scrolls in his hand to play as 1/1s for 1, getting a huge board is not good for me at all. I'm gonna play Knife Juggler. Ideally get to play 2 minions. But I'm not entirely sure. Give me a 1-drop. That's fine, I guess. We can play him. Get 1. Noble Sacrifice gets another. So that's fine. Like, it's not great, but it's better than nothing. And I'll get the Noble Sacrifice off. I'll draw a card next turn, be able to play another Secret Keeper, and everything will be okay. Everything will be A-okay. Oh god. That's a little bit scary. There's the Noble Sacrifice. It's being taken out right off the bat, which is a little bit of a bummer, I'm not gonna lie. Wow. Was really hoping it hit. Actually, I don't really think anything would have changed depending on what it hit. I think it was just going to end the exact same way. So we'll kill this off. We have a weapon on the board right now. I think that's pretty decent. Like, it's not the greatest spot to be in, but having a weapon means that his 3/1 will probably die next turn, unless he plays a taunt. Oh god. And this is where this deck, in my opinion, struggles quite a bit, actually. Specifically this. Like, playing against other aggressive decks that just outpace you even slightly, which is not that hard to do. Also, that was a misplay. I should have hit that into that, but I was going to die next turn anyway. Savage Roar kills me. No, actually, technically, if I'd hit correctly, Savage Roar right here would not have killed me. I would be at 2 more health, I'd be at 20. Savage Roar would do 18 damage if he hero powers as well. And then Savage Roar and I lose? Yeah, I lost. It didn't matter, actually. That's 20 damage right there, 22. Wouldn't have mattered. But technically, it was still a misplay. I think this deck is pretty lackluster, though, to be honest. I've played about 5 games with all the decks that I've played so far, and this one's probably my least favorite, to be fair. But there's still one more to go. Maybe this last game will change my mind. And the first game that I played, absolutely just snowballing out of control, does show that this deck does have the potential to be good. It's just whether or not it happens. I do not like the look of this. Wait a minute. I take it back. This actually isn't terrible. This doesn't activate the Secret Keeper ability, but being able to draw even 1 card from this helps this deck out immensely, having at least even a little bit more resources. However, playing against a warrior is not what you want to see. Play that.
I'll never tell.
Job's done.
Followed by probably draw first, then Twin Spell. Is what I'm assuming. Unless I draw a... Ooh! Nice, so we'll play that. Play Redemption just to pump him up, and we'll hit him in the face.
Job's done.
There's a little more card drop. I don't think I necessarily want that now. I want to abuse this by playing a 3-4 for 2, followed by another secret, to hopefully try to snowball this a little bit.
I see a vision into flames.
That's fine. I really just need to try to rush him down as quickly as possible, which shouldn't necessarily be that hard. Twin Spell, hopefully it's noble. Regardless of what it is, though, I'm going to go face. I need to rush him down. Hidden Wisdom? I don't like that. Don't like that very much at all. But I mean, he does still have the coin. And because of that fact, him playing 2 more cards could be very good for me. Okay, well. This is what Knife Juggler is for. Also that Redemption. It's not going to give it the buff, though. Yeah, she doesn't keep the buff, but that's fine. So, Knife Juggler into the Hogsteed. Ideally, it doesn't hit this, it hits that. Or him. Then with this Death Rattle, the knife hits this 50-50 chance, don't hit face, and boom. Then we keep going face, and we draw more cards. Technically, yes, I should have drawn first, but I didn't know if I would need to trade or not, so I decided to not.
Run! I will hold them off.
That's fine, I guess. Here's where the Cult Master really comes in handy. I guess. I realize now that that was very bright. I apologize. So let's see how bad that was. Oh my goodness. It's like the light side and the dark side. But now it's much better. Anyway, drawing cards is probably what I want to do here. Hopefully the knife hits that. Okay, the knife hits that. So we can go boom, draw a card.
Show me.
Auto Defense Matrix, I guess. Well,
Show me.
we'll draw one more card just to be sure what we want to do here. We'll Auto Defense, I think. I think I want to trade this in because this will allow me to keep drawing cards. And I want this to be alive for as long as possible.
Job's done.
Cult Master really did do a lot of work, though. Like, getting Cult Master or Auto Defense Matrix could be good. And I stand by the taking out the Mass Contender for a Subject 9. I genuinely think that that's a good plan. We'll play this, and Redemption to bring people back to life. And then we just need to continue to try to rush them down. Leroy Jenkins, very nice. Yeah, I said this game would have needed, this particular game, this one right here against this, would have needed to change my mind in determining whether or not this deck is good. And I feel like taking out the Mass Contender for a Subject 9 for a late game like way of getting through the deck, and maybe another Blessing of Wisdom, could potentially be very strong for me. I think that because of that, it definitely made me feel like this deck is better. But that being said, I don't know if I could take anything out for the Auto Defense Matrix. I mean, for another Blessing of Wisdom. But playing it early basically won me the 2 games. Like, I've only won 2 games with this deck out of, I think, 6 or 7. And both times it was because of the Blessing of Wisdom really early, helping to snowball. So, taking out a Mass Contender, maybe even both, might be the play, to be quite honest. For another Blessing of Wisdom and a Subject 9. And like I said, as I said in all, I'm going to be going back to all of these decks again with these slight changes to see if I like them any better and see if anybody has come up with ideas over the course of like a week or 2. So these decks are only going to get better, and for now, this deck is mediocre, I guess.